My mission to watch every single episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse has now taken me all the way up to season 2, and this is a pretty interesting season opener because it's actually the first episode we've had in quite a while where Goofy is the main character. Goofy is not actually my favourite character, by which I mean he's probably my joint least favourite with Clarabelle, and as it happens, Goofy and Clarabelle are going to the dance together. Clarabelle barely features in this. The premise is pretty simple. Mickey Mouse is going to be hosting a fancy dance, and I will say 50% of this script contains the word fancy. Everything is fancy here. Goofy looks fancy, Donald is doing a fancy dance, Goofy is wearing a fancy tie. So if a child does not know the word fancy before watching this, they certainly will after. And like a lot of its predecessors, there's a lot of opportunity for interaction, but there's also a lot of opportunity for helping children understand what to expect at a dance. I think school-aged children, pretty much every school-aged child will experience a school disco or a school party, and it can be quite a daunting experience if you've never been to one before, with Goofy feeling quite nervous, not really sure what to wear, doesn't really know how to dance. He could be the manifestation of the apprehensions of a lot of the young children watching this. And for the bulk of the episode, Mickey and Donald and a few of the others are all helping Goofy to learn how to do some fancy dance moves. Donald Duck has a routine which I think is hop, hop, jump, shake, which is really great because a lot of the young children watching it will be able to copy and follow along. And I like any TV show that encourages children to get up and dance, get up and move around, because, like myself, many children are brought up on television, raised by the TV, if you like. Anything that encourages physical activity in between long stints of being glued to the screen definitely works in my favour. As I said, there was a lot of audience participation. There's a moment where they have to identify which is the correct tie for Goofy to wear, and Mickey asks the audience to say which one it is. They have to measure the tie, so we're getting some information about measurements and numbers and patterns. A lot of opportunities for learning here, while also, of course, providing that level of empathy for a child who is going to a dance or a disco or a party, who will be feeling as scared and as nervous as Goofy is. So there's definitely a strong level of relatability there. Sure, Goofy isn't my favourite character, but as a season opener I thought it was pretty good. It worked really well. I don't know if you can hear my chair squeaking, but every time I move, the chair that I'm sitting on decides to make a really annoying squeak. I hope that hasn't proven to be too disruptive throughout this. I genuinely thought it was just a voice in my head to begin with. But no, it's squeaking. Fancy Dancing Goofy, back to the topic, Amy. It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of opportunities for learning, for interaction. It's obviously very well animated. The concept of going to a fancy dance, I really liked. It's something a little bit different, and even though Goofy's not my favourite, I really liked him in this. Maybe because there was an element of vulnerability about him. I often feel like Goofy is a little bit like Tigger. Hyperactive, but beneath the surface, very emotional and self-conscious. That's certainly the impression I get with Goofy in general, and Fancy Dancing Goofy definitely makes that even more apparent. It's written by Kelly Ward, usual fantastic voice cast. We have Allwine as Mickey Mouse, Goofy is voiced by the brilliant Bill Farmer. I can't fault it. It's a pretty strong episode.